Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, welcome back for another live build, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I don't know, I might be talking to myself. Anyway, this week I wanted to. Oh, I didn't get around to cleaning the studio, so it's a bit messy still in here. But I've got the Demon Ball King, the first of the Monkey King mechs. In fact, I've got the other one over there. I have shifted a few things to allow me to get around the room a little easier. Yeah, give me just a tick. Super organized. Can you tell? Super organized. Here is the other Monkey King set. It's big. This one's much, much, much bigger. Here you go. On the main screen there. So I've got the Monkey King Warrior mech. I'm going to get to that one next week because I'm really looking forward to this one. This one has a lot of gorgeous stuff happening. Now, there are a few little things I'll probably want to change. For instance, the gaps on the arms. So, jelly beans in the mouth. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, my man? The thing is, I want to be able to pair the two Monkey King mechs. So I've got the Demon Bull King here, going to build it this week. Now, the Demon Bull King mech, I want to kind of go more of a kaiju monster vibe for it. It is a good mech, but there's a lot fewer parts in this one than there are the Monkey King Warrior mech back there. I believe it's about 1,000 parts in this one. I can't remember. I'm not sure I want to be quoted on that. But basically, I want to go with that kaiju look. You know, the set promises a beating heart that glows. Well, let's make that beat and do stuff. And let's cover some of the gaps, for instance, on the hips and the shoulders. That's where I kind of want to take it and go. And so that's why I've kind of opened up the space a little bit. I've got access to parts. I don't know how that's going to go. But thanks for coming along with me and finding out as I go. And, oh my gosh, I did my hair like after I got out of the shower, and like it's COVID lockdown life. This is crazy. I'm seeing it on the screen for the first time in about like 2 hours. Yeah. Mm. Who else is rocking crazy hair during 2020? I don't know. Let's make it a topic of conversation. How's your hair, Anthony? When was the last time you had a haircut? It's 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, yeah, that's it, Roxo. Yeah, I'd be not proud of the hair, but I'm doing what I can. And apparently it's not very much. I need to get some lessons on how to do hair stuff. Maybe watch some YouTube videos or something. Yeah, opening the set here. Let's go. Let's go. All right, what do we got inside? Oh yeah, I am so looking forward to getting haircuts. I don't know what to do with this. And it shows, right? It totally shows. Alright, so looks like maybe 9 bags this time around. We got there's bag 1. I don't know if it's just that bag for bag 1. That's why I'm double checking. No, it looks like it's going to be 9 total. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I might leave those there at the top because we're going to need those very, very soon. Lego 80010. That rings a bell. It's one of these, isn't it? Is this the one I just pulled out? Oh, so you've got this one, Anthony. You've got this set. You think I know the set number of the set I'm opening right now? Nah, nah. That's more attention than probably I've got going on right now. I haven't had a proper lunch either, so you know, you guys get to watch me enjoy jelly beans and a quick drink. Stay hydrated, homies. Cool. Cool, cool. Opening the instruction book here. Let's see what we got. Alright. I am a bit excited for this build. I think there's a lot of potential there. taken the same approach. I tend to take every other week because this is becoming a regular thing now. Using the instructions more of as a guide. This is absolutely one of those sets that is intended as a play set, but I don't have to like give it to my kids or whatever. I'm not going to be playing with it in the same way. The building is the play for me, so I want to take it in a little bit of a different direction. Like I said, kaiju. I'm seeing kaiju. I'm seeing big monster. And here we are with new parts already. Check that out. That is gorgeous. Hold that up for the webcam there. Yeah. We get two of those. They're going to be his horns. I guess we're starting with a head. And we get a bad guy straight off the bat. I believe she's a bad guy. I don't know. What's that? Princess Ironfan. I have seen the cartoon series. We did a Monkey Kid set last week, and I talked a little bit about that. Fun series, fun. But, right. Yeah, her shoulder part. Where's her shoulder? There's her shoulder part. Yeah. So yes. People seem to be dropping in there. Yeah. As you do, say hi in the chat, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. And, you know. Maybe there's something you want to talk about. Maybe there's a particular direction you'd like to see this set taken in. I don't know. I am open to suggestions. What do you guys think of it? Anthony, I get the feeling you've already built it, or you've just got the set sitting on a shelf. I don't know. What did you think of the set? I'm just peeling apart little plasticky bits. I like this though. This is for Princess Ironfan's staff. So it goes on around like this. Got little bits in the middle. I'll do it justice and make sure it's all up the right way. And then this bit over the top. And what we end up with is this. Which is pretty cool. I'm liking that. I think I've got... Yeah, that's the right way up. Iron Bull kind of symbol thing. The Bull King being the bad guy in the Monkey Kid cartoon series. Get rid of that. Alrighty. See, that's why my office is so messy. I keep just throwing stuff everywhere. And that includes, like, sets I've built during the week. Or, you know, well, like, sets is the wrong word. Mocks, you know. Like, there's this pile of half-built, half-not mocks. It's September, so I'm building ships right now. Well, I say, you know... Like, I've been saying I was going to for a while. I actually started this week, you see. So, yeah. There's a half-built Shiptember ship over there. Hoping to have it done this week. It'll only take a day or two. Won't be long. Alright, let's make some building happen. Building. Yes. So tell us tales about your craziest hairdo. Yeah. What you're managing to do with your COVID lockdown hair. I'm having trouble. I don't know what to do with this mop. Thinking maybe just chop the whole thing off. Might look a little funny with no hair though. So that's kind of why I haven't. Yeah, what do you guys think? Alright. So I've got some building starting here. I am loving these new 1x1 snot bricks, the tall snot bricks. We're getting in the whole range of colours now. So here we have them in dark grey. I think we've had them in dark grey in a few other sets now. And we're about to get the ones with the corners on the side too, at that height, which is great. I'm loving that idea. And a dark red 1x2 with snot on side. I'm not sure I've had any of those before. Interesting little technique there too. Headlight brick, snot brick. The holes are at the same height. It's not the case with Technic bricks. It's a very important thing. And little bits go on there. Making stuff happen. Make sure I build a right spot for that, I guess. The new Dune movie, yeah. I've only seen little bits. Is there a pivotal bit with the hair chopping in it? Is there? I'm looking forward to the new June movie. That's definitely on my list. Big fan from, I think we all were, right? If you're into sci-fi as a kid, you read June. Yeah, we're all fans. Alrighty. Bit of a mismatch of colour happening. I'm guessing that's going to be the core of his head. I'm basing that solely off the fact I've just added the bull ring there to his nose. Starting to look like a something. Alrighty. Ah, beautiful little printed parts here for his eyes. So definitely a. So that goes on that side like that. And let's do the other side right now. Helps if I get it out the right way. Ah, okay. Hadn't really grokked that all the Harkonnens were bald. Because, I remember them being red-haired is a thing in the books. Little bits to the side. Thought it was... Don't tell me you identify with being an Harkonnen, though. I mean, didn't we all want to grow up to be Paul? I'm just assuming. As a June fan from way back. Alright. And the game. That first RTS game that we got from the franchise. Oh, so many happy memories of playing that. That one deserves a re-release or a remaster. I don't know, I'd probably change. It's, RTS games have changed over the years, so... It was kind of a golden age for it, though, way back in, that one. Came out in the middle of the golden age for them. Alrighty. So here we go, we've got our developing little Bull King head. Rah, rah. Yeah, but I'm just assuming that that's... Yeah, June 2007, it was good. I don't know if it was as good. And welcome, by the way. Welcome, Ukami. How you doing, my man? I'm so sorry I missed your stream last night. I had set up Twitch and everything to go looking, and then, yeah, stuff just kind of happened. I'm sorry, man. How'd it go? How'd your stream go last night? Yeah, see, I like the... What makes it appealing as an RTS is that idea that they are tanks in an era where tanks are no longer relevant, you know? It's that fun... That's kind of part of what makes it work as an idea. So swapping them up to be mechs, it's not quite the same. But I guess that's where the final series of books went with them too, so... Alright. Here we have a lower jaw for our Bull King. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty nice, actually. I like the use of the Metalbeard collar to give him teeth there. I think maybe he needs to be fire-breathing as well, and a top row of teeth. I don't know. That's probably going to be some of the minor changes I make there. And let's give him his ears as well. And this is where our new little gold parts come in. On the side of the head here. Just double checking exactly where they're positioned. It's forward. Yeah, because I watched a little bit of your last week one where you're playing Fall Guys. I haven't played Fall Guys, and it was really entertaining to watch you. Ukami, for the people who are dropping through, which I get it, there's not many, but nonetheless, for those who may not know, is over on Twitch, and Ukami, drop the link. You know, promote yourself, mate. Let them know how to find you on Twitch, so that they can go and watch you play Fall Guys, which looks quite entertaining. Yeah, I might have to set it up. PlayStation 4, right? It works on it. Um, and that way I can maybe play with the little one. So, look, we're all small timers here, yeah, Roxo. You know, it's. I mean, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming and you know, one of the things I am looking forward to once lockdown ends, though, it'd be great to have you over, Akami, and join in on the builds. You know, and we'll just pull out a set. Like I've got that big rainy day cupboard there full of sets that I haven't got around to building. There's a few of them in there. So it'd be great just to open it up and pick one out, and you know, you can come around and kind of we can build together. You know, I think this would be more entertaining if there was somebody to bounce off and it wasn't just my voice all the time. But yeah, it's either that or I've really got to up my radio patter game and my hair. I've got to do something. I keep looking up and yeah, you're not feeling happy about the hair at all. All right, so. We've got bag 2 coming together here. I probably should move a little this way. I don't know if the camera's positioned quite right. Yeah, this is probably the right spot, isn't it? I keep leaning into the mic, that's why. I'll bring the mic this way and that might help. Oh, I can imagine. Is it as bad as mine? I tried to give it lift. I tried to do this. Oh, that's probably just made it worse, actually. I should leave well enough alone. Yeah, that's that. There I am. I fixed the latency settings, I hope. So they're a little better. Alrighty. I got one wedge. Oh, yeah, there's the other. Coming to... interesting little, not quite sure what this will be the core for. Looks like torso. Looks like torso. Alrighty. I think I missed a bit, so I better make sure that's in there. Cooly doos. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, it's. And like I've got no, like I'm guessing you're the same. I've got no kind of hair cutting equipment in the house. You know, I could go at it like with the kitchen shears or something. I don't know if that would be the best thing, but like even just a simple electric razor, I could buzz the sides. No, don't have that. Don't have that. Let alone a hairdryer. If I had a hairdryer, I might. Yeah, no, who am I kidding? I've got a lot to learn about styling hair. So much. Alright. So, pulling it all together here. Looks like we might be getting the 2.5. I'm guessing that's going to lock in with Technic pins in a moment. Here we go. It's not looking like much, just the structure is coming together here. Oh my gosh. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Family had been out for a walk, and guess who locked themselves out? I don't know. Steady to the rescue. Oops. I need an extra little black part there. Alright. And maybe I'm also getting ahead of myself. Just a little. Alright. Interesting little core coming together here. Let's see what it looks like in about 2 seconds. No really crazy amazing part. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe there are. We get this in magenta. I'm not sure I've got a single magenta Technic beam. A few other little kind of recolored parts. I'm not sure I've had those in dark red before either. But that's more possible. And yeah, it's nice little parts. We get the little Technic whatchamacallit joints. I'm not quite sure what the technical name is on those. Cool. Alright. Coming together. Interesting. Yeah, it's a good little frame that is coming together here. Big mechs do need good solid frames, especially if you're going to play with them at any point. Can be a little tricky. The concern is that it may not be as well integrated into the rest as it could be, though. And yeah, we're about to see the cool beating heart stuff that's got to happen in just a moment. And well, I'll see how we go for time and, you know, what I can kind of do to tweak it. Alright, so here we go. Coming together. Just making sure I am putting it together the right way. There we go. I hope. That's what the instructions say it's meant to look like. Haven't deviated that much yet. Looking good. I don't know. It'll be stable enough, right? I hope. We'll find out together. Alrighty. A few more little technic pins here. We use that little magenta bean that we had. Let's see how all the rest of it goes. And yeah, sometimes, you know, it's very easy with just a few brackets here and there to cover the core, and that feels solid. It does feel solid. A few little bit more bitty bits to cover up the sides. That'll bring it together nicely. More of those. I guess that'll happen in a moment. La la la. More jelly beans. I'm just going to chew for a little bit. I hope it's not rude or anything. I do apologise if it is a little bit. Yes. Dick was thinking. Yeah. These were meant to go in here. I've still got a few more left. Here. Oops. I better put the panel bits on them first. Starting to look like something now, though. At least there's that, right? Starting to look like something. Clicking on the sides. And that's what I mean about the brackets. We've got that basic kind of Technic core structure. There's a few things you could have done to stop them separating. But I really like that. Very simple, just bracket from the top, bracket from the low, and then use a plate across it. Such a simple technique, and works so well. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Akami. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, where can you go with it? And yeah, old school Astro Boy, that's definitely one of the things. I'm like, yeah, that's something you could do with it, for sure. And that's kind of the vibe I think I want to capture. Get the two mechs going against one another, give them a bit of a terrain to kind of showcase it, and just do something cute with it, really. Not 100% sure what that'll look like. And I'm loving that we get so many of these. That's, I don't know how well the camera's picking up, but this is the Pearl Steel Grey, the Dark Steel Grey, that... for the ingots here, little they are kind of tiles. I mean, they are, but they're more of that ingot shape. And again, I'm not quite sure how well the camera's picking that up. So, alright, so I've got those bits on, those bits. Red Technic beams in a forlong, which is pretty cool. Has she cursed? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we've had those ingots for quite some time. They're becoming more common in a lot of sets. Oops, I just done... Oh no, I've done it right, yeah. Do you think I'm not paying enough attention? When does that ever happen, Kel? Yeah, every day. And I do need 2 of these, so I will dual build. Make my life easy. There we go. Looks pretty simple in terms of what we've got going on here. Pretty standard joint. I think we've seen this turn up in more than one mech build. Lego does seem to have a pretty consistent kind of internal core to most of their mechs. I don't think we're going to get moving knees in this guy. We never seem to, and that's absolutely one of those things I want to change up. Alright. So I'm just making sure I've got that on right. Yep. That's one shoulder going in there. And the other... I assume they're shoulders. I assume it's not hips. Still time to change, but probably not. Alright, flip on it over, goes down there, doodles. Alrighty. Simple enough. Oh, nothing to write home about on this little section. Yeah, it's. I've got a good long history of mechs. I mean, when I was a kid playing with them, I used to take off the minifigure legs and use those for joints. There wasn't a lot of choice for parts way back then, so that was kind of the easy way to have big bulky mechs with just like moving arms and bits. My very first mocks. I'm not going to pretend they were particularly pretty. They wouldn't have been. I don't know. 10-year-old me was rocked by them though. I was like, yeah. 10-year-old me was very easily impressed. Right. Ooh, I forgot to put the little itty bitty bits on the other side of his shoulders. I feel like I'm missing parts. I feel like I've got too many single studs there. That's okay. We'll figure that out as we go along. Hopefully they're not that important. Maybe. We'll find out. Alright, so that brings us up to bag 3. This is what bag 2 gave us. Bag 1. It's not looking like much yet. We've got the basics though. I guess all the fun stuff is going to happen in the next few bags. Here's bag 3. And I think this is where we're going to get the beating heart thing. Yeah, explosions and parts store. Only when you've only got limited parts, that's kind of a natural thing. They have to, because, I mean, we've only got limited parts. But you can use that constraint as a way to get prettier stuff out of it too at the same time. Those constraints that we naturally have can be quite useful. Losing my words already. I don't know. Did not sleep well last night. Alright. Just make sure I get this the right way up, because it will be important very soon. Need another one of those. Chewing. Probably shouldn't be doing that. I feel a little guilty. I don't know. Not that guilty. Yeah. Yes, for those who don't know, different Lego bricks do glow in different ways under UV light. It's not as consistent as you might think. And hey Liam, how you doing, my man? But yeah, It's you can often get variations on how they glow under UV light, even on the same color bricks. But orange is definitely one of those ones that lights up and glow. The trans orange there, and you can also achieve a similar effect by using blue LEDs with the right lights to light up. Right, so other side for that. Shoulder joints. Looking good. I don't know, it's a little too... Again, I want to go a bit more of an organic look for this guy. Less a mech look. So that I'll be... And better make sure that's actually put in correctly. I think this is meant to help us control... It doesn't seem to be lining up as well as it should. Alright, hang on a second. What have I done there? I have done something silly on that one. That one's right. That one's fine. I'm going to have to take the other one off because I'm not paying enough attention. Well, I think I've done it to both of them, actually. Alright, pulling those out. Ugh, Jiminy crickets, Jiminy crickets. Ugh. So Liam, how's your week been, my man? Oh my gosh, this actually is going to be tricky to get apart. Because of course, this little Technic pin is blocked. Yeah, I'm just going to have to... Okay. Hopefully not too bad. Don't want to shatter the Lego. Pulling bits apart here. And getting back into the guts. See, because there's Technic pins underneath, of course there are. There we go. Okay, got it. Nearly. Getting there. Alrighty. It's okay, Lego's meant to be taken apart. And maybe I should be paying more attention to what I'm building. Never do that. I'm really bad at doing that. Okay. Blink my bits. Cool. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to double check that shoulder joint. Mark that page. I'll do that again. Because this is not how it's meant to look. It's meant to be the other side for the black parts. Which isn't too hard to fix, but, well, just saw how hard it is going to be to fix. Now this matches the picture a lot better. Alrighty, fixing that up. There we go. So yeah. How is everybody doing here in crazy 2020? How's your week been? What are you guys doing to manage your hair? For those who are dropping in and out, say hi. Yeah, we've got the Bull King mech. Already forgotten the exact name. Demon Bull King mech. No, sorry, just Demon Bull King. Which is why I want to make it look a little... It's got that mechanical feel, but I don't want to have the mechanical feel. I'm going to take some of that away along the way. Alright, seal this back up properly again. Start putting it back like it's meant to kind of look. Let's see if we can fix this up a little neater this time and do it right. That feels good. Through there. And yes, that's already fitting in a little better. And that's lining up properly. Ah, yes. That gear giving it the necessary kind of control to lock this in place. Can still turn, but it doesn't want to do it easily, which helps the posability. I guess that means we're going to have a good chunk of weight on the arms once we get to that point. And I always like to get the Technic nuts, whatever you want to call that bit, the little grey bit there. I like to have them facing the same way. I don't know. Who else is like that? Yes, that definitely feels a lot neater and cleaner there. Kind of intuitive too. You would have thought I'd kind of figured it out, or would have figured it out along the way, but nope. Silly me. There we go. And shoulder. Which I've also put on backwards. Alright, so that was a fun detour fixing that up. But back to where we should be. Yeah, there we go. Looking a lot better. Better get those on back onto the sides too. Alrighty. There we go. Oops. Alright. And yeah, you can see the stiffness in the arms. I can still turn them, but once I do, they're not going to move very easily or well. Comes if it stops connecting a little easily though. I guess that'll get locked in place very soon though, because I can see our brackets, using the same technique again, about to come down from the top. Ooh, doos. Alrighty. And I've put this bit on backwards too. Alright. Alrighty. Yeah, I never got the Bastion from the Overwatch range. That's one of the few I didn't pick up. It wouldn't surprise me. It's a pretty common shoulder joint in a lot of mechs. Just one for now. Okay, do them one at a time. Trying to be a little bit more careful and sensible. Yes, there. My 1 by 1 round goes there. Holy tools. Looking cool. Oh well. There we go. Starting to lock into place. One side at a time, I guess. And for those who are unaware, 2:5 ratio, doing snot work on Lego bricks, bracket plus 2 plates, if you make one of them tile, will become flush with the next stud. So, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go looking for that in a moment. I think that was the only part that went flying. Alright. So yeah, making very good use of the 2:5 snot ratio to get very quick changes in direction here and get everything still lining up, courtesy of the brackets here. It's starting to look quite nice under. See, that's seamless there. That little connection there. I may swap up the colours. I don't know. I do like the idea of a brightly coloured Bull King. As our, because I won't strictly stick to the Monkey King theme, but I do like the idea of having big mechs versus big kaiju, and that's really what this set promises. Or the twos together. So it's just a matter of taking them in that direction. Yeah, it's I got a few of the Overwatch sets. I got D.Va and see, I've never played the game, so I can't name them. Not properly. The big silver grey mecha, I can see them over there. So I've been meaning to do something with them. I think, like, I'd like to make a little mini arena, but I'm not quite sure what I should make that arena look like for them. And then kind of position everything in the little fight arena. I'm thinking maybe Junkertown. Having a quick Google, Junkertown kind of appeals, I think. That'd be the cool space to kind of make it happen. Yes, yes. Reinhardt, I'm absolutely trusting you on that. You could be leaving me completely astray. I'd never know, but I'm going to call it Reinhardt. He's over there, still built. I was very... I did not like Overwatch as a LEGO range to begin with, purely because it's a first-person shooter. Like you can play all the word games you want. It is a first-person shooter, and to me, that doesn't strictly fit with the LEGO brand. But once I got my hands on the sets, they completely turned me around. They are, to the last, gorgeous sets. Every one of them that I've built so far, and it's only a few. I built Watchpoint Gibraltar, I built the Hamster Ball, DVA and Reinhardt. The little mini ship wasn't as cool, but certainly the others. I loved every one of them. And I really wanted to not like them too. Because, again, I'm not sure it really fits with the branding. But, LEGO's been diversifying a lot more as well, and that's cool. Yeah, I did know that about Matt Mercer being our voice of McCree. I just don't know who McCree is. Because I just, again... Though, the little one did get me to show him a whole bunch of videos, so we went down the YouTube rabbit hole just watching videos of Overwatch content, the bonus content they've released with it, the shorts. Alrighty. Yep. Now, see, I've used this same, I'm pretty sure I know where they're going for the hip joint here. Because I've used the same kind of setup in my own mocks previously. The big white one that you might have seen, the big white mech. It's probably not that tall, actually. It's only about this tall. About a foot tall. But it uses the same basic hip joint. And it is very large, which is tricky. It means there's a lot to be hidden there. Like, it's stable as. You can put a lot of weight on, and I'll talk a little bit more when we get to the bit in a moment to show you what I mean. Alrighty, here we go. It does leave some big gaps that need to be hidden. And this holds everything together here, so I really hope I've done everything right, because if I haven't, I'm going to find out It would need a sledgehammer to get in there right now. To pull it apart, break it apart. It'd be tricky. Alright. Here we go, the little chest pieces coming together. And more. Double layered there. And I don't know how well this is showing up for the screen, but you definitely get the layered texture showing through here. And Overwatch lore is deep. There's a lot going on there. Alright, so the ribcage. This is one of my favourite details of this. I'm going to keep calling it a mech, even though it's kind of technically probably not meant to be. It's basically because that's how it's constructed. But that beating heart, open ribcage look, I really like that kind of concept. I think there's something to be explored and played with here. Having just put that together though, I think the spacing and distance of each of the little pipes does need to be adjusted. Keeping that in place and not breaking is gonna be, well, actually I don't have to worry about that as much, so I can actually play to my heart's content. So, yeah, and maybe more ribs, I'm not sure, but yeah, check that out, that's looking gorgeous. Alrighty. So, just making sure I've got these bits on right. I hope so. I don't know. I might find out the hard way, but especially like I said, I'm never getting back inside the core. I'll just have to add to it. But it will definitely support a lot of weight. That much is very clear already. And again, with the beautiful use of the changes in direction with the snot parts, the bracket, these little ball joint parts, if you haven't picked up on it, they extend, like they're perfectly centered, the ball, to the joint, which can make for some interesting direction changes if you use them in mocks. But that's a half plate above and a half plate below, which means if you whack them on top of a bracket, that centre bit is now flush, which is great. And yeah, you can get some really interesting texture by piling up tons of them too. Alrighty. There we go. Coming together. Coming together. More little ingots. So many ingots in this. Like little metal ingots. Oops. Is that the right spot? No, that's not the right spot. A little further out. Don't want to get caught out again. And now comes light brick time. But, let's flash the camera. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. How does that look? See, now you can tell how big my lag is. Like, I changed the light lag things. Oh, sorry, the lag in streaming settings. Words be hard. Yeah. All, instead of 2x2 tiles, every one of them so far has been an ingot. Now, for the exposed sections, it does add that little extra bit of texture, which is beautiful. But here, we've got it in the darker yellow. I'm not quite sure what the exact proper title for it is. But yeah. Darker yellow there. And just making sure I get that in the right direction. And see, the other thing, I think, long term, the batteries in these things aren't that long lasting. And you can change them. It's just a little screw there. You can get out the battery and you can swap them over. But I'm thinking LEDs. I think I'm going to need some LEDs to kind of do something with them. And that just slides in. Yep, there we go. Slides in the back. And this is what it looks like from the front. So you get that glow effect. Would be not a lot of room to work with. I'm thinking a throwy LED. If you know what those are. Basically, you can just take a little teeny little battery, glue a blue tackle to it. The LED with the connections on either side, they'll light up, and they end up being the size of a 20-cent piece. That might be the easy way to do that. Either that, or it's Halloween time, a trip to the $2 shop or whatever, and just find a Halloween toy that you can just break apart to get the lights out of. But AA batteries, for instance, they're already that big. You do need a space to hide them. Does look to be enough space, though. I could do something there and have everything connected. And again, it doesn't have to be complex. A trip to Jaycar will get you a couple of LEDs. You're not working with high voltage. So a little bit of electrical tape or blue tack is all you need to really hold everything in place. Throw it on in there, in your Lego mock. Nothing that 10-year-old me couldn't have done. And hey, DJ, how you doing? Is Ooks behaving? I don't know. You gotta keep an eye on that boy. Right. Flames. We have flames appearing around our neck joint. which makes me curious how that's going to connect in, but I guess we'll find out in just a few moments. Alright, ooh, some cool. Okay. This looks interesting. Pages there. See what we're about to create and connect. This is where I needed those little metally pipes things, so I hope I haven't lost any others over my shoulder. We will find out together. And I'm like, oh, I don't have them all. Oops. Maybe. Alrighty. I think I've got them all. Oh, about to find out. And here we have the little ball joint parts we're going to need as well. Really nice texturing here that is coming together. So simple there. Just a very quick little direction change, and that's kind of the texture we get out of it. I'm liking that. Yeah, it's so simple and yet so a bit part intensive. I don't have many of these parts to have. They're a little hard to find, but they are becoming more common. So, alright. So, just make sure I'm putting this in right. There we go. No, it is that way. Yep. Alright. Oops. I forgot to add those. Because it will not go down any further with the click. There we go. Those kind of just hang. That might be a bit tricky, but again, I'm not going to be giving this a lot of movement. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Check that out. Yeah. Loving that. And the ball joints give you that little bit of flex to kind of play with there too. Because I'm not sure. Well, I mean, there's a few points of articulation there, so it makes the math a little easier to kind of figure out. You don't have to be exactly precise, because there's that bit of flex. So, last little bits of this bag. Then on to bag 4. Not there yet. Interesting. Covering up his little belt section. I guess we can call it belt. And certainly, I think it does need a little bit more detail. I'm not going to be stickering. I get the feeling that's the kind of space it will say to put stickers on. And now we get to finally connect these two sections together. I've got too many leftover parts. That was meant to go there. That's meant to go there. Hey, you guys. I should not have these left over as spares. Okay, yep, I see, yep, okay, Jiminy crickets, getting in there. Cool, that wasn't as bad as I thought, Yeah, we've been getting so many of the shield tiles in so many sets lately. So that does actually raise up the ribcage bits, but I think there does need a little bit more flex, a little bit more change for the angle there. Definitely one of the little bits I want to kind of change up a little bit. Yeah, a whole bunch of shield. I love the shield tiles. They're great for texture on so many things. Alrighty, over there you go. Now this will be the rest of the hip assembly. I can tell already just by looking. I didn't really pay attention to the instruction manual. And there we go. We've got the beginnings of our little mech. It lights up there. You can see what I'd really like to do, I think, is the idea of a beating heart. That would require some kind of mechanisation. Again, there's not a lot of room to work with. It's not impossible. But just put a rod a shaft going up, and then twist, and just have something to go bump, bump, bump. That's all it would really need. But I'd like to have the whole mechanism come a little forward and back and drop, and then play with it a little. These are the things I think I'm gonna. They'll be shower ideas, You step into the shower and that perfect idea, just all of a sudden, you've been thinking about it for days and bam. It's the moment you step into the shower that you have that amazing idea. And I'll be up in the middle of the night, building, making it happen, in a burst of inspiration. Okay, I can see that happening now. Okay, get the feeling this is going to be a leg. Maybe a whole leg? I don't know. Let's find out. Yes. Upper thighs. That's what we're working on. Cool. We do's. Probably means I should just reverse build the other one at the same time. Make my life easy, right? Well, I'm looking for the same parts. Can't imagine they're that different side by side. They might be. But, the parts do look... Yeah. Mostly symmetrical. I think I've got the usual array of spares, which is what I should have, right? So it's really time they've released 2 wide Technic bricks. I think that's something we need. Make them a little bit more stable. Alright, coming together. Woo! And more multicolour madness. Well, it does kind of work. Maybe, might require a large amount of colour swapping, but take it in a bit more of a organic Doom boss kind of vibe. I think that's what I'm seeing. Alrighty. And yep, big hip joints here. I'll try and make them angle from the same direction. Alright. And there's just, because it extends so far back, that's how it'll connect in a moment. There's just no real way of hiding that extra, not neatly. And it just makes them look like big butt warriors. Not that there's anything wrong with big butts. I don't know. I'm so not going there. Okay, I'm just not going there. Get me in trouble so quick. I'll be singing along to MC Hammer. Yeah. I think it was MC Hammer. Currently being played in every retro club ever. Maybe not anymore. Is it Golden Oldies now? I mean, the 90s were a while ago. Was he the 90s? He was the 90s. This is why I need to have company here in the studio. Blabbering to myself about MC Hammer. And we get the quarter rounds. I cannot get enough of the quarter rounds. Again, little beautiful parts. They're so great for texture, but you go through them like so quick. One by ones are very easy to quickly use up on for all kinds of things. Alrighty. Right, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm fully sold on the gaudiness of the colours here. Alrighty, so how do we want this to be? Here we go. Yeah, I think maybe a dark red. I don't know. It does need to come up neatly against the other Monkey King mech for when I finally do with it. When I get around to it, which might be a while, honestly. But, go. Coming together. We've got our... And yeah, these little beautiful little shields. We first saw them used as Stormtrooper shields, but they have appeared in so many sets. We got them again in the roller coaster. We've got them again here for yeah. There's just the math and the beauty of them. They are beautiful little parts. Beautiful, loving those. See, and just there's a little bit of flex there, but it covers that gap so nicely. Something I want to see in all the mechs. Alright. I should not have you spare. You went in there, didn't you? Is that the case? Just going to click through and double check. Yep, that was the case. Alright, easy fixed. Looks like there's a few more bits that should be going on here as well, but I guess we'll find out in a moment. Click in there for you. And that is our two thighs. Let's get those clicking into place. And yeah, here we go. So, thigh number 1. And yeah, there you go. You can see what I mean about the very large hip. Now, I don't know how much additional stuff we're going to have to kind of cover up the gap there. You get that great range of movement. That's very tricky to achieve many other ways and still hold all the weight. But there's a lot of gap to be covered there. And that's going to be the tricky part there. How to do that neatly and seamlessly. A few hinged plates, a bit of tubing, not too tricky, in an organic kind of way, and certainly to lean into the organic idea of a Demon Bull King kaiju, I might use some repurposed Lego fabric style parts. For instance, the sailcloth we saw from the Jabba's sail barge. I've got that sitting around somewhere. Yeah, maybe something like that I think would be the go. And then, yeah, kind of a tattered kind of look for him. Alright, bag 5 time. Awesome. I'm going to open up bag 5, have some more jelly beans. Oh, I love jelly beans. Not the black ones. I don't know. I'm probably not the only one who doesn't like black jelly beans, right? And licorice. Whoever thought licorice was a good idea? Probably someone's grandmother's, right? They were like, someone without easy access to sugar, I assume, actually. Maybe it's a plot by dentists. Alright, now Pixie comes with a cute little gizmo on his, Trident's not the right word. Pitchfork? We get this, I'm not quite sure what this part is called. I haven't seen many of them at all. It's kind of a 1x1 cone, but it's, or dome. Okay. Just making sure I'm lining this up right. I don't know why. It's probably the thing least likely to stay built for any length of time. With all the sausages. Yeah, there we go. Pigsy's weird little bitty bit thing, whatever you want to call it. Nice use of the clip for the tile. I love how the clips fit, the new style clips just so neatly clip around the tiles. Absolutely built with that in mind. They are, you can tell, just them holding them. Yeah, see, I agree with you, Akami, you know? Licorice was invented by somebody who just wanted to torture young children. The Wicked Witch. It's got to be who it was, right? A Wicked Witch? All the Wicked Witches. Now, and looking a little closer at the instructions this time. This time we are again building, because I can tell by looking by the parts, just too much symmetry happening with the parts, that we're about to build the two shins. Not the feet yet, but they are going to be identical. So just doing them both at once. Make life a little easy. Might help if I pick up the right parts. They are not the right parts. See, I could know all this stuff, but that takes forever. I just don't have the patience for that. Of course, I probably spend a lot of time just kind of pouring through parts as well. That's part of the fun, I think. I like the way it sounds. I don't know. What about you guys? Here we go. Coming together. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. Interesting use of... I get the feeling that once done, this is going to be one of those sets that really looks great from very specific angles. The angles that's been photographed for the box art, but less so from the back, for instance. And that's definitely one of those things I want to change up on it. But I think that's going to have to wait till I've kind of played around with the internal mechanisms and kind of explore what can be done with that kind of organic chest. And given the size of the hip joints, I think maybe give extra bulk and weight to the chest at the same time, just to balance it out. That's my thinking on it. I don't know. I'm entirely open to suggestions. I don't know what I'm doing most days. Yeah, we don't have the connections for knee joints, so that's going to be interesting in a few seconds. Let's see where that goes. Alrighty. So many ingots. So many. I wonder how many we get in total. So there's only one instruction book for this one. So, where are we? Ingots. Pure silver. Because here I am using them again. 46. We get 46 of these little steel grey ingots, which is like a lot. I don't know. It's more than I've got fingers and toes. Not my cousin Phil. He's got just that many. Yeah. And I don't know. That could get dark too quick, actually. I'm not going to go down that path. No talking about family. Let's make sure you go first. Go. Interesting how it's all coming together. A lot of room for movement hidden inside there. together. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. When I was on a certain show, they wouldn't let me bop and dance. Got shut down every time. I like bopping and dancing as I build. It's fun. What about you? Do you like to bop and dance? There's not many people here right now. Under, single digits. Still more than none. So, what about you guys? Do you like to bop and dance as you build? What do you like to listen to as you build? I do like music. I have been, Okami, you were talking about, if you're still one of the people here, Matt Mercer. Critical Role is quite often the thing I put on while building, just because kind of background noise. Alright, so we're starting to look like a little itty bitty thing. I'm just going to assume that it is symmetrical. It'd be weird if it wasn't, right? We're doing both at once. They should be symmetrical. So, here we go. Almost to the end of this bag too. Ooh, that was quick. Quick. Do have a lot of parts still to go in the rest of this bag though. Alright, here we go. Coming it together, just making sure I'm doing it right. Have I? Did I just do that backwards? No? Yep. Those last two parts were backwards. Silly me. Alrighty. Coolie doos. And yeah, no movement through our knees. Like all that extra effort to reinforce the hip joints. And the knees, which are quite a lot easier to reinforce once you've got solid hips, because you don't need the same range of movement in a knee joint. It's one way. It's a one-way hinge. You just need a way to kind of hold it in place once it is. Yeah, it's could have been a lot of simpler than they've chosen to go for. The bad guy from the current campaign. I'm only about halfway through their current campaign. Like, they're up to past episode 100. I haven't gotten nearly that far. I'm like on episode 68 of campaign 2. So no spoilers. Actually, I might know a few things. It's not like I pay that much attention, obviously. It's mostly just background stuff. Alright, there we go. Coming together. Now, while we may not have actual working knee joints for this, a little bit left to go on this. They are quite pretty knees. Like what we've kind of got happening there with the beginning of the hoof. Definitely room for improvement. There are absolutely, I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like I need to clarify each time I talk about this stuff. It is a play set. It's meant for kids. Kids are going to be super rough with their toys. As an AFOL who considers the building the play portion, I don't have the same limitations, so I can be much more delicate in sections of the build when I create my own mocks. But yeah, it's those little changes I want to make. Definitely, a few of them are coming through, including, like, you can see the yellow. The back is just, and I don't know how much we're going to do to fix up the back here. It's just, yeah, definitely needs something to hide that section there. Alright, so that's our main section of our Toro Demon Bull King guy dude, whatever he's called now. He goes grr, grr, grr. Yeah. But yeah, there's if you're talking about your own battle mechs, if you have you can use these parts that are in the hips here to get you quite a lot of the way. And certainly once you're talking a knee joint, there's nothing stopping you having it just go straight down. You don't need to worry about the being able to kick out, which our little Demon Bull King mech, because of the ball joints that are here, actually doesn't have a lot of extra. I mean, that's the extent of the movement, for side to side to his legs. He certainly couldn't do a side kick, you know? And I think maybe he should be able to. So that actually opens up extra possibilities for how you could hinge, like hide this extra depth here. Give him thinner hips, maybe. Gears are turning. Wondering where I'm going to go with that. So, alrighty. So, again, I'm assuming this is going to be feet. Yes, this is going to be feet, finally. Or hooves. He is a bull king, so hooves make a lot more sense. But yeah, a little bit of, and certainly Ukami, for mechs, because well, here's my big box of Technic-Bricks. I'm going to show you something. So we've got one joint. If you use that to come down off the hip joint, and certainly most mechs have a large enough body that you can hide all the little extra bits to give them hinge. Then you're going to need to connect your next joint, however you choose to connect it. A Technic beam is probably what you're going to want, because you're going to want the length out of it. Just to give you an idea, just going to put in just enough pins to hold this into place. Alright. Popping that in. Now there we go. That's all I need for the frame of a leg. There are ways I can choose to size it up or down depending upon how big I want the upper thigh to be. But that's enough. And the important part here is, in fact, let's just do it like that. There's quite a lot of weight supported there. Like I'm not pushing gently when I do that. But of course, this isn't necessarily pretty. So the next step is really using that structure to make the outside pretty, which is really, really easy, because all you really need to do is whack your brackets along the sides. However you choose to layer up the height, and you do get a few options there for the height, but finding parts is always the hard part. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Good. Just dropped it. That's all I really need to do. I've got the little Technic pins with the holes there. They are a dime a dozen. They are very easy to find. Whack my brackets on. However I choose it to be. There are a few other ways I could do it. I could lift the sides, and then I could reverse bricks along the front. Got my big box of modified 1x2s here. I'm looking for the that shouldn't be in that box. Alright. Oh, there we go. Got one in grey. Just the right height to connect. That's all it needs to be. You can reverse that from either side. Do that on the other side. Again, a few little Technic pins there. That gives you the surface you need to do that. And it will hold just amazingly. Then a little bit of extra greebling or panelling or whatever you choose to do over the top. That's all a mech leg needs to be. That as simple as they come. As simple as they come. So, put that away. And this is why, like, there could be knee joints here. There's not, but there could be. Excuse me just a moment. Alrighty. Bringing together our feet. Back on track. Building feet. And I do find it curious, they're not going to go for a left foot, right foot at this point in time because we're building them both at once. Or left hoof, right hoof. Being a bull. You know, anatomy's important, right? Okay. Doesn't necessarily care about the angling on these either. Personally, I do, so I'm going to reverse build them. Hopefully it doesn't... Actually, that'll be the connection there, so it shouldn't be too big a deal. But I do like the idea of the left foot, right foot. So, go. These little black Technic bricks, that's the axle hole here. Might be worth pointing out. Because, yeah, there we go. Red pin. Push on down. Red pin. Push on down. And, yeah. Alright. Continuing our little footsies here. Hoofsies. I don't know. Do cow couples play hoofsies? Is it a thing? While they're, you know, grazing in the paddock. The very romantic top paddock, I guess. It's, that's... So I don't even remember how this came up during the week, but, you know, we're the Marvel movies. We haven't seen a Marvel movie in, like, most of this year, right? Like, all of this year, I think. We were meant to get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and this and that, and Black Widow. I was looking forward to Black Widow. That was overdue. And so many movies. We just haven't. But, like, what are they setting up for the next wave? Are they going to play around with the idea of the Skrulls and Secret Invasion? Because certainly the hints are there on that. And if they do go with the Skrulls and Secret Invasion, does that mean we will see Skrull cows? Because, like, that is a big recurring thing in the comic books. There are a lot of Skrull cows out there. Alrighty. Yeah. Not impressed yet. I'm not impressed with the footsie yet. But yes, I want to see Skrull cows. Thunderbolts? How? Like, hang on, is that official? Is that have we seen news on the possibility of Thunderbolts? I guess they did leave Baron Zemo. Or spoilers might follow, people. Spoilers might follow. But they did leave Baron Zemo alive, so he's kind of important to that first arc of the Thunderbolts. And over time. go. Bits in. But yeah, Thunderbolt Ross maybe, yeah. Because the Marvel movies do not have a great track record with their villains. They very quickly either flip them into being mostly good guys, which I guess therefore Thunderbolts would probably fit, or just knocking them off a little too quickly. So who do you bring back as an established kind of villain to kind of utilise in that way? Though maybe that's their plan for Peter, Spider-Man. So that'd be interesting. Given where the last Spider-Man movie left off. Again, I did warn you. Spoilers. This is Spoiler Town now. Welcome to Spoiler Town. Alrighty. Keep it cloppy. Yeah, it's coming together. And Toesy Woesies. I do not apologise for my pronunciation of Toesy Woesy. And more of the Metal Gear collars here. There's makes for 5 in the set total, I think, which are beautiful part. Right, let's get a little bit more organised for that. 1 more on that side, 2 on that side. Which means I still need. Yep, there we are. No worries, Liam. Go get yourself some good, healthy exercise. And yeah, see you again soon, dude. Hope you're doing well. And say hi to your mum for me. Channeling my inner Rose McManus. Alrighty. So there we go. Underneath. So many of these beautiful little rounded off 1x2s in this set. 100% sure on exact count there, but that's what we get for the look of the toes. And there's enough wriggle there that you can kind of choose where those toes kind of point. There is still a very mechanical look to it. I think maybe it does need something there at the top to kind of seal off. We might get that in a moment. I'm not 100% sure yet. Clipping that in underneath. It is nice to have a little bit of articulation on toes. So. Another way to help control articulation, and there are quite a... Feet joints are interesting. Because that's where all the weight goes, and it's pretty easy to make sure it goes in the right direction, but you do need a little bit of up-down for a foot, and certainly you don't want the mech to topple on top. So again, an ankle joint isn't very big, you don't get a lot of room to work with. Make sure this all connects properly. No, meant to be downwards. Checking, yep. Double checking. I'll give him a little lift there, I guess, in a moment. A little bit of bounce. But yeah, what I was going to say, ankle joints, it's very easy to have your main joint and then just a extra supporting joint. That's usually all you need to make sure you've got enough support for an ankle joint. Because here we go, feet are going on. I think I might miss some bits actually. Whoops. Let's flip back and double check. Yeah, I have totally missed a few bits. Yep, there we go. That's looking better already. Looking better there. we go. And not a lot of sideways movement there, but enough. My partner's tucking her head in, saying hi. Hi from the internet. Ooh, yeah, looking good. I mean, few colour changes. I'm still not happy about all this gappiness here. I'm not 100% sure how to... a few panels and plates is probably all it's going to need to do to cover it up. But standing really nicely, which is a little tricky to see. Hang on, I've still got this lid here. I probably should put that back. There we go. I'll show it to the main camera, or my face camera. How's that? There we go. A nice big wide stance for him there. To side. And that brings us to the next bag. We've done click on the feet. Bag 7 time. Bag 7. Here we go with bag 7. Pour it all on out. Oh, there we go. Yep. You know what I can do with my hair maybe? Use a hat? Nah. That's getting a little too silly. I don't think that will work out nearly as well as I thought. Definitely feel like it is hat weather though. Yeah, man. What am I going to do with that? It is shoulder joint time. Big mix. Need big shoulders. Alright. Might put him up there. Yeah, okay. So, and I'm just going to assume this is build and reverse build and just go that way again. This makes my life a little easier. Don't have to go back looking for the same parts. Stops the repetitiveness. Yeah. Let's see how it comes together. Little spot we need to account for it with the being backwards. Again, all the extra bits of yellow. That's going to be the first part I colour swap out, I think. Not sure I'm happy with all the yellow. I want to lean into the reds. The reds, the maroons we've got going on with this mech. Yeah, definitely. Together. A few extra connection points on the shoulder. I think it's 2 in total. So there'll be one above and one below. Alrighty. Right, there it is. Missing parts, always missing parts. Yeah, all these ingots. So many little steel ingots. Drowning in them. I want to get another one of these sets just so I've got more ingots to play with. It'll be fun. Oops. And of course, large shoulders are just such an easy way to hide all the space for movement for a shoulder. Separating the shoulder from the upper arm. Alright. Yeah, looking good. I hope so. I don't know. Might find out the hard way. Wouldn't be the first time. In fact, you saw that earlier. I did that with the torso. Very silly indeed. Alrighty, here we go. And of course, there's just enough movement through paired ball joints often. You can get a little wriggle. Not a lot. There's enough for a lot of purposes. It's worth exploring in your own builds. Alrighty. There you go, connecting up. I've got to have the second one of those parts here somewhere. There it is. Buried. Buried. Of course it is. Of course it is. Ooh. Ooh. Sits in there like that. Yeah, nice enough. Nice enough. Hope it doesn't matter which side the Technic pin's on though. That could be a thing. It might limit the movement a little. I guess we'll find out. Yep, there we are. Inside. Interesting how we've got those lining up on top. I guess that won't be seen. That won't be immediately visible. Just gonna feast on jelly beans a little bit. I love a good jelly bean. Feel a little bit cheeky. No, I have such a sweet tooth. Chocolate. Chocolate's my big number one. I'm just making sure I get the angles right. Magenta curve there. Yeah, definitely gonna shake up the texture on this guy. Bring in some reds. I think it's time to bring in some reds on him. More red. Now I will wait to see how he looks like against our other mech. I think that's... I don't want to jump the gun on it. Quick drink of water. Here's one I prepared earlier. Alrighty. Yeah. I do like the magenta as a colour in general, I think. I don't know about this particular colour combination. It does work to kind of contrast to Monkey Kid, who is very much red as his main colour, and I keep forgetting the lass's sidekick. Well, not sidekick. Companion's name, but she's very much white and green. The Power Ranger one. I keep thinking Power Ranger. So, alrighty. Our shoulders are coming together here. This is an interesting take on it. Technicals lined up with the centre of the little, I don't know what you want to call these, the 2x2 modified with Technic pin underneath. It's not something you could really use to line up with much, not accurately, but certainly as an independent snot style function, it's something I've actually used in the past. If you do combine it with similar on the top though, you can account for the offset, and it cleans up the offset, bringing the math back in line. So, all coming together here. People still dropping in and out there, so if you're dropping in or out or whatevs, yeah, say hi in the chat. Otherwise I'm just kind of, stream of consciousness to myself. Which inevitably gets a little silly. But it's maybe just the way my brain is wired. I make no apologies for it. Everyone's crazy. It is true. It's just gotta learn to make your craziness work for you and find your tribe and where your craziness fits in the world, right? It'd be a boring planet if we were all the same. Alright, there we go. Not quite sure what we're going to do with those yet. Oh, I was meant to put them on top. Ooh. Silly me. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. Kind of. Yeah. Just make sure I've got them the right way, of course. They're starting to look like proper shoulder pads now. Oh, I am not putting stickers on. No, no. That's who we haven't pulled out of this box yet. We still have not gotten to the titular Monkey Kid himself. So, I like the use of these kind of, not quite sure what you want to call that part, but that's giving us nice texture over the shoulders there. Alright, so still got these parts left. They go, where do you guys go? Ah, yeah. Hopefully? Yep. Yeah, nice texture there, nice texture. Check that out. Yeah. So shoulder number 1. Ooh, oh yeah, there it is. Travelled. Across the table. Shoulder number 2. Let's get these into place. Really accidentally blind myself with the mini little LED along the way. There we go, click, click. And click, click. Which is quite a large gap there for the shoulders. Put them on backwards, haven't I? Yep, that's totally got to be backwards. Oh, come on, come off. Alright, let's try that one more time. There we go. That's looking a little better. That's the right way forward. There we have, well, most of our demon bull king dude. And yeah, definitely, I want that beating heart kind of pulse to the chest. I think that, yeah, I'm going to upsize the chest a little. Maybe put a bit of mechanization in there. Get that chest beating. Flashing LEDs might be the trick. Pretty easy to find a flashing LED. Halloween stores, yeah. Halloween's coming up. I think I've said all of that previously, though. I don't know. See, this is why I need people to chat in the chat. Like, I know there's not many, but people are coming in and going out. So today, we've got the Demon Bull mech from the Monkey Kid range that we're building. Probably going to shake it up down the track. I've definitely got plans. But so far, I've been following the instructions. Mostly. I'm just skipping forward to the next bag because we did both of the shoulders at the same time. We'll also do both. Ah, yes, here we have Monkey Kid. He comes with 2 prints for the face. He's got a kind of a cute little smirk and a growl Beautiful printing on that jacket. I'm loving that jacket. That is nice. Let's put his little headphones on around his neck. Just make sure that's up the right way. Yeah, it's come and go. You know, it'll be over before you know it. Like September's almost over. I do not feel like I've done nearly enough this month. I'm feeling a little guilty, and I'm loving these new. I'm not quite sure what to call these little kind of barbell weight, maybe. I don't know. I'm missing the gym, but the little golden bits that we get for the Monkey Kid staff. And his hair is around here somewhere. There it is. Stuck in another part. Awesome. Sorted. Beautiful. There goes on, down. And that is the Monkey Kid we get with this set. This set is very light on minifigures. We don't get any of the Bull King's minions. We do get Pigsy, who seems to have appeared in so many of the sets. Maybe pigs versus chickens as a concept for a mock. I've certainly got enough pig heads now. I mean, I think I've got 4 Monkey Kid sets. He's come in every single one of them, at least once. Yeah. It's, and yeah, we had Iron Fan Princess, I think it was. I'd have to double check the name. But those are the minifigures we get with this one. Now, actually, I think the arms are different. So I'm going to assume they are, and because certainly it does not look like there are the right amount of parts to be able to reverse build this, both arms at the same time. So, being a good boy, following the instructions. Oh my god, it hurts a little to say that. Being a good boy. I don't think I do. I'm cheeky. Sneaky. I don't know. Probably not, actually. I'm quite a well-behaved boy. In my old age, anyway. Guess it depends who you ask. The cheeky and the sneaky. Told you I like to sing by it. You don't come up again. I guess this is shooty shooty bang bang coming into shape here. Oops. Interesting how this section is coming together. This isn't really supported by much. Might be interesting in a few moments when I try to put a piece onto it. Oh. Spring and hay fever. Lots of the little, I love these little printed tiles. We get 3 in this set. The little hazmat kind of tile. It's one of those parts I'm looking for occasionally. I probably should put in a big Bricklink order for to get more. So there we go. Size of our little bits. Interesting to see how much movement we get through these arms at the moment. Alrighty. Again with the cage over the top. Makes for an interesting little look. Little bits of magenta showing through there. Is that up high enough? Yes it is. Ooh, this looks like the new lantern parts. I love the new lantern parts. They are, well, I guess they're not new anymore. They've appeared in a good few range of sets and colours. This is again in the pearl steel grey. It's not black. I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but pearl steel grey there for that. And see, yeah, if I'm going to go there with lights and lasers and keep the kind of bull arm bit, I'm thinking this needs lights as well. Not too hard to add them in there. I'm going to make sure these are balanced up too. Bad robot arms, I think, is the Bricklink name for these. Around a little central. Yeah, definitely. And lights and sounds. Maybe a little bit of movement. Movement's always tricky with Lego. Lego is not designed for that. The tolerance is a little too. Yeah. But something simple to rotate that and give it light occasionally, I think could be the go. That's what I'm kind of seeing there anyway. And likewise the lantern. The lantern would be very easy to... There are a few third-party light sellers that have parts like that pre-prepared with the lights in them. Oops. Better make sure I've got... That's going to be tricky to insert otherwise. Again, the set wants me to put on stickers. Nope. No to stickers. No. No. Ooh. This is a new colour for this part. I don't believe we've had it previously. It's trans orange on this one, but it's the trans black on this end. We have previously had it in trans orange fading through to trans yellow, but this is a new colour. At least I believe so. I certainly haven't seen it before myself. Alrighty. Here we go. Weapon arm. Still a lot of parts left on the table though. There we go. That's what we get there for the arm. Yeah, that is nice. I like that. Think upscaling it though. Upscaling it might be the trick. Lean into the half mech, half organic kind of vibe. Cover up the joint on the shoulder. Make that look a little bit natural. And yeah, really lean into that kind of look. Having going shooty shooty, gun gun, boom boom. What means you'd have to be on that side. There's no twist to the waist in this. I want twist for the waist. Again, yeah, the wish list. The wish list is just growing for this guy. It's okay. We have the technology. We can make these things happen. Alright. Beginning of, I guess, the other arm. Assuming. No, don't really have much to base that on though. Which one? Alrighty. Coming together. We've got the same basic elbow, but it looks like it's about to take a different shape. Certainly based on the parts in front of me, it has to. But there's another bag to go, so I'm wondering how much is left or where it's going to head as a build. It's a little bit excited to find out. I'm excited, not in a big Kev kind of way, but excited. Yeah, I don't think you can get away with the stepping too far from the mechanical vibe without losing the idea of the ball here. It's going to be tricky. Definitely something to think about. Sorry, my partner was sticking her head in the window again. For the few people who are still here. I don't know what she's trying to communicate. I'm confused. Right. Yeah. A apparently what she was trying to communicate is we've just hit the 2 hour point. Which explains why I'm feeling quite thirsty. Alright. Yeah, basic of a forearm going on here. Not overly complex. The necessary connection points for something. Guess we're about to add fingers. Just make sure that they're right way up. 3 of them, in fact. That bugs me a little bit. Like, there's no distinction between thumb and finger. There should be a distinction between thumb and finger. Not overly complex. Alrighty. Here we go. And the 1x1 with bar, with that little curved bit, does give you a little bit of flex there, which is important. I like that. Means a little bit more of a natural grip, because there's clearly about to be something to fit into his hand, or we wouldn't have those connection points. It does make it a little bit messy inside the hand though. End result looks like that, and I'm not sure, like for an empty hand it's just alright. See a doctor, dude. Like what's going on with that hand? Bag 9, final bag here. Bring it on home. And we'll wrap it up. Thank you for joining me, everybody who is here. Stuck in my home here in Melbourne. Not getting out much at all, so this is, one of the few chances I am getting to do any of that. I'm going to need the bits from... I don't know why they didn't number them. They're all going into the same bag by default. And I love these red tubes. So great for so many uses. Alrighty. We might finally be doing something to cover up his belt. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what this is going to look like. Flip him on over, say the instructions. And where are my little blue pins? This might help hide some of the gaps that we've got. I guess we're about to find out. In goes a little bit of tubing. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Boing. 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 Right. And that curls around and goes into the top of that. Yeah. I'm not sure if it can really be taken into... Definitely a cyborg route could be done. That's why I'm thinking Doom. I'm thinking Doom Creations for this. But that tubing very definitely makes it look not organic. And I'm not sure how much of that can be lost. Has to stay there, I guess. That feel. Again, thinking about how to modify it later. Not really reinvent it, but certainly do something to modify. Now, 2 of these, of whatever it's going to be, I'm just going to clear a little bit of space there so I can do that there. Pop, pop. Alright, very close to the end of the build here. Just the parts we have on the table. I always get a little sad at the end of the build, because, I want to keep going. Many of these. So many cheese slopes here. Yeah, Again, the 1x2 modified, sorry, 1x1 that's 5 plate high with snot brick on the side. Get so many in this set. It is a great part range in this set. I'm loving the part range. Alrighty. It would otherwise have me sticker the orange trans parts here. These are the darker, older style orange trans too. We've had a new orange trans floating around for a while, so it is kind of curious to see that old style orange that we saw in stuff like Snow Fortress. What was it? One of the Space Rangers. Ice Planet. That's it. I hope. No idea, actually. But yes, the older... Yeah, the Mtron trans orange. The Mtron were green, weren't they? I thought Mtron had a lot of green with them. God, taking me back. So long ago. And I never got, like Mtron... I never had many of those sets. But those little magnets, you know, they're gorgeous. Oops. I needed to put that, and that, and that there first. Cute little vats for something being built here. Rocket launchers? These probably are going to be rocket launchers. They could be. Be very easy to turn them into rocket launchers. I'm just guessing at this point. No, I think I see bits to do a launch. Yeah. Okay. Let's find out. So that goes through there. I'm doing 2 of these at once, so... Orange. Yep. I need another one of these. There, hiding underneath my brick separator. Yay! Yeah, I remember the trans yellow green. But like I said, I didn't have a lot of Mtron sets, so I don't really remember it that clearly. It's a pity. Go, putting that on top, that goes down. I've got to make sure I've got the little bit before it becomes too hard to connect. Yeah, that's tricky. Come on, it should be easier to put on than that. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I beat it. I have the dexterity of a toddler. There we go. And yes, there's that little bit of flick motion that you kind of have there. Very open on the back though. There's a lot of wriggle there. Alright. So, that goes there, lining up. Goes there, lining up. And again with the 3 long mini axle with stopper, going for a ball joint part. So many of those in this. Is feeling a little bit repetitive on some parts of it, but on another level, as an AFOL, having extra parts is always good. Hello, Brickscene! Yeah, it is a great range of parts in this set. You get large amounts of the parts that are here. Many of them that are recent and a little harder to find. Alright, so rocket pod number 1 goes onto a shoulder. Rocket pod number 2 goes onto a shoulder. Getting there anyway. Much more fidgety than I expected. And that's what we have him looking like there. 2 rocket pods, 1 for each shoulder. That's one of those things I will definitely shake up. Yeah, I thought it was trans orange. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. Lockdown here. What am I going to do with it? I think I need a hairdryer and a razor or you know, electric razor. Yeah. How's your lockdown hair doing, Gene May? Oops. I should have the Technic pin in there to hold everything together. Doesn't feel like it's overly necessary on that one. It's not like Technic pins are any kind of short supply. Oh yeah, this will be his axe. He's got an axe, isn't he? Yeah. Right. It's one of those times when I feel like I should just put this aside and just build off what the box art says. Makes it a little easier. Now I'm just changing pages. The axe is so clearly visible on the front of the box art. I'm just going to guess. In fact, did I get that right? Oh, I'm going to have to undo that. No, I got it. Yep. Yes, I did. Dope. Should have been angled inwards. Alrighty. Might swap. Yeah, colour swapping. I'm not quite sure how much colour swapping I'm going to do on this, but I think there will be a little bit. Little axe coming together here. Or maybe a bow. It's kind of got that like pew pew look to it. Yeah? Just me? Okay, just me. I can go with that. I knew I'd done something funky there. Yes, that's meant to go that way. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm feeling a little better. See, that's why I shouldn't just rush ahead. Get myself in trouble that way. So often. Alright, axe coming together now. Just pushing that, I don't know how far through actually. I'm assuming all the way. Yes, it is. Ugh. Tricky. It is a nice axe, by the way. Well, that's what's shaping up here. You get a big mast. I should not have these left over. I bet they go there. They go there, don't they? Oh, well. Otherwise, I've got the usual assortment of spare parts. And just again, I'm just kind of double checking. The masts do have a front and a back. I think I'm going to put it around that way. I mean, it is mostly just for me. A big axe. And this is where those little bits on his hand come into play. Into his hand it goes. And I will see if I can fit those in there now. I think there's a little bit of pressure on the back to kind of line that up. Might be too much flex in the Technic beams. Alrighty. Just that one is. Yeah, there we go. Sorted. Now, the box art would probably suggest I'm able to put these in there and just kind of pop them out. I don't go very far. There's not a lot of strength on you know. I mean, you probably could, but there's nothing holding them in place. You're just asking to create a mess that way. So messy. Alright, yeah. There we have it. we have our Demon Bull King mech thing? Cyborg? I think cyborg's probably the right word. Great, a good few techniques to be learned. If you're new to mech building, this is definitely one of those sets that will teach you a whole bunch of new techniques. Honestly, from my perspective, as somebody who's made a few Lego, I'm just going to say it straight up. We need movable leg joints, knee joints. Like this could have had a working knee joint. It does not. There is no opportunity for this guy to crouch. We get good articulation overall. This is actually a lot heftier than I expected it to be. I think it's only like under 900 parts. I think here, I might be wrong. I think it might be 1,000, but somewhere in that range. There's not. Yeah, there's a lot of weight here. A lot more weight than I expected. Quite pretty overall, but there are just those little spots. Like, personally, I'm not sure how I feel about the brown showing. The brown just feels out of place, given the rest of the colour scheme. And there's a few places where that pin does show through. Same on the front of the shoulders here. The hips... And here's the thing. Here's my gripe with it. I flip it over, and no attention has been... Well, a little bit of attention has been paid to kind of covering up some of the bits on the back and kind of giving it some detailing. But I get the feeling that this is one of those spots that the designer just accepted that by leaving the parts out, you lower the part count, you lower the price, you make it more accessible to people, and because people want to be able to see it from this side. Looks good. Looks quite nice from this side. Flip him over, or all of a sudden have him on the wrong angle on the side though, and it's a little less so. Like what's happening with the poor guy's butt? He's got a weird butt. No wonder the Bull King is angry. I would be too if that was my butt. Yeah. That would definitely make me angry. Like, what's going on there? And you could have... that's why I've got it here. I have the opportunity to go to those part boxes behind me and shake it up and adjust it. And I absolutely will be. And that butt is high on my list of priorities for the bits I'm going to change. Very high. No moving waist. I can kind of understand why there's no moving waist on this one. You do get the cool play feature, that beating heart, the pulsing light, whatever you want to do with it, you can leave it on. I think that personally, again, I'm going to mechanize it just enough that I can have the light coming on and off, or maybe have a flashing light. I'd like to do the same with the gun arm. The gun arm is quite nice. I've always loved the use of the octagonal bar piece to connect to robot arms and the like. It's something that's great for spaceship engines, for instance. A bit small, depending upon, I'm thinking September ships. If you're one of the people making your September ship, it would be a little small for that. But for small minifigure-sized fighter ships, that's great. If a little parts intensive to get a few of them going. I don't know. Up to you guys. What do you guys think? What do you like? What do you don't? The feedback is always useful. And not just about the mech, about the stream too. I'd like to make this more entertaining for you guys. Maybe do something more with my hair now that I look up. I don't know. Hats. Funny hats might be in my future. Yeah, something. I don't know. I'm loving the use of the metal beard collar to create the face there. And yeah. Good point, Okami. I'll show the minifigures again. We get Pigsy, short legs there with the printed tan on them. The short bending legs, that is. Yeah. It's nice to see him in here. I don't know. It's kind of set that maybe we needed more minions in. You do get a lot of minions in a lot of the other sets, though. So, yeah, the inclusion of Pigsy, interesting choice there. And Princess Iron Fan, I think her name was. She is a beautiful fig. Just to give you a bit of a closer look again. She gets a double printed face, a very angry, glowing eye look there on the back. And they more demure kind of look there on the front that I've got going. Monkey Kid likewise. He's got a growl and a smirk. Pigsy, just by the nature of his head mold, he only got one. Yeah, it's. I agree with you, Brooksine. It does look a little unfinished. It's. I don't want to say that as a criticism. I don't want to sound like a criticism, and sorry, I just got to blow my nose. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to sound like a criticism, because certainly to have done more there to cover the back, it would have meant adding more parts into the set. That therefore raises the price on the set. And I think, and this may just be my personal take on it, speaking, but I like the idea of having the opportunity to add to it and encouraging people to add to a set and do whatever they choose with. And certainly that's, if you don't like the way a set looks, shake it up, change it up. It is, and yeah, there are definitely little things I want to do to it to kind of adjust it, because absolutely, I want to keep the idea of it being a Demon Bull cyborg. Maybe bring it a bit more of kind of Doom kind of influence in there, and close up. Mostly, yeah, most of my concerns are going to be around that hip joint stuff. And whatever I'm going to do for the chest I'm going to bulk up. Maybe look, he's well balanced. I think that's an important thing to highlight too. This figure, there's a lot, beautiful balance to it. Maybe not enough strength in his ankle joints though. There's not a huge range of movement in the ankle joints, mind you. But yeah, he is nicely balanced. You do get quite. Let's see how far. Yep, that's almost holding. Okay, yeah. That's about as far back as I can get his legs, which is pretty far back, before he starts to topple. Likewise, leaning him forward. Yeah, that's about as far forward as I can go with him too. Alright, so to give you a sense of the range of movement you get possible there. No moving knee joints. First thing I'm going to change. Very easy change. And we already had some of these parts in the set, so it wouldn't be too hard to do that at all. That's absolutely going to be the first thing I do to shake this set up. I like the idea of the rocket pods on the back. Again, they have that little unfinished feel to it. They're open on the back. And, like, what's it meant to launch? How are you meant to keep the items in there for launching? Which is an important consideration for something that is intended as a play set. I can't just pile in a couple of these one-by-one rounds, then point it, and move him around. I expected them to fall out a lot quicker than that, honestly. They were holding in reasonably well. But I'm very quickly going to see if I can launch too. Let's see. Point that at the camera here. Let's see. And got the back here. That kind of just splashed right in front. Didn't get very far at all. And it wouldn't have been hard to swap that out for the circular stud shooter that we've had in many other, it's in the Secret HQ, for instance. That would have been very easy to change to make for kids. I'm wondering if that's what I'm going to do. Now, I like the idea of them being glowing chambers again. I'm definitely seeing LEDs being threaded through this. Yeah, that's going to be fun, I think. Wondering how to go about that. That's where the gears are working. Look. Brixine, leg weight on the joints would be the primary concern. Certainly, that's why I think we barely ever see working knee joints in Lego mechs. A lot of the Ninjago mechs were vastly improved by giving them that extra bit of articulation through the knees. It's just not something Lego tends to put into their mix. But as creators and fans, it's also something that's very easy to swap out and change. We don't have to be limited by that. Yeah. Um, I love what we've got happening around here on the chest. The chest does feel a little small. The more I look at it, the smaller that seems to look. Liking the tubing, loving the gun arm. That axe is quite nice. That axe is quite nice. Enjoying that. And the head, yeah. And little bits, like this little extra greebly bit on top of the rear of the neck. I'm not quite sure. Like, it'd be nicer if this little gap here was covered, and that's going to be easily covered, in fact. There's more than enough room to do that. Does give you the full... Oh, actually, yeah. Push him up. So this is just clip and bar holding the head here. And the first time I pushed the head up, it wanted to fall. So already we've got enough weight there that it naturally wants to come down and fall. So yeah, definitely that's going to be a gap I'm going to hide. Gets the angle nice, but it is absolutely enough weight there so that it wants to drop. Not quite sure what else to say, so I might actually wrap it up there. But it looks like there's actually a few people that just dropped in to see this bit. So, yeah, to those who just dropped in, this was the Demon Bull King mech cyborg from the Monkey Kid range, the Demon Bull King. For those who have seen the cartoon, this is kind of what he looks like in at least the pilot that I've seen. I haven't seen beyond the pilot. Yeah, it's a nice set. There are definitely a lot of trade-offs that are obvious. Not every Lego set is intended for every person. This is absolutely one that is intended for young boys who are fans of the cartoon series and want big creatures to invade in their Lego cities. In fact, I'm probably going to have a battle with my little boy about who gets to keep it. Sorry about that. But yeah, there is, as a parts pack, this is a great range of parts. There are some truly beautiful parts in here, not least of all are these little golden horns. I haven't seen these in... Well, actually, I think this might be the first time I've seen this part. Definitely in the Pearl Gold. It's also a part I'm going to be seeking more of. There is a variation that's close to this shape. But, yeah, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. And you know what? I think that's what it needs more of. It needs more of that pearl gold brought through the rest of the structure. How to do that? I don't know. Definitely, I think more of a hoof-style foot. But again, it's great balance there. It's great balance for the feet. A lot of weight happening there, so it does need it. Very clever use of the gears here and the ball joint to kind of keep everything in place and stop it dropping too easily. So you get a very good range of movement there. And yeah, there we have the Demon Bull King. Thank you for joining, guys, especially those who joined in so late. Yeah, I'll be doing something again next week, probably the other one. The Monkey King Warrior mech. This one actually gives us the Monkey King himself too. So I'm quite excited to unpack that one. And this is what I was talking about. It wouldn't have taken much for the little fabric sheets to kind of hide all the gap there. So I'm thinking the sailcloth that came out of Jabba's sail barge, or we had a little Star Wars set. I mean, keep it official parts essentially. And yeah, give him a kind of a tattered loincloth. I'm definitely seeing that in his near future. It was the one with the Rey from the first Star Wars, the little flag bit. I'm drifting. Words be hard. Well, yeah. I know what it looks like. It's there clear in my head. Anyway, I feel like I'm babbling and rambling, which is something I certainly do often enough. So I'm going to wrap it up there. thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Same bat time, same bat place. And yeah, this was fun. I hope it was fun for you guys too. Yes, Unka Plutz shop. I knew somebody would know. Thank you for the save there. Yeah, and cheers. Peace out, guys. Stay safe. Stay awesome.